Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel CSN IT Tutorials by Vrishali. In our previous session, we have discussed about all the important topics of operating system like process management, memory management, each and everything with simple explanation, solve examples and important question bank. I have attached a complete OS playlist link in below description box. Now, in today's session, we will discuss the next one of the most important topic, that is file management. Let's start the session. First of all, thank you so much for such a good reviews and positive feedback. Please share my channel with your friends and subscribe it. That will be helpful for your university exam, gate exam as well as interview purpose. Now, in today's session, we will discuss all these topics in detail with example. We will discuss first what exactly file and directory in operating system, about file system, file management and functions, then file and directory structure, file operations, directory operations, then file access method, file allocations method, file sharing, and record blocking. At the end, we will discuss some important question bank. Now, let's see all these points one by one. First, we will discuss what exactly file and directory in operating system. Now, we all are familiar with the files in our computer, right? File basically means collections of correlated information. We can store file in different formats. See here, like .jpg, we are storing photos, images in .jpg, .png format, then .pdf, then .documents, .txt, right? So these all are different types of extensions have used for files for storing different types of information, and we can store this file in on different types of storage medium, like some files in flash drive, in your hard disks, then optical disks, in your pen drive, right? So different type of storage mediums are there. Now what are the directories? Basically directory means folders in your system. They work like a container. They stored multiple types of files or multiple subdirectories in particular container. See here in this particular diagram. Suppose this is a my computer folder directory. Okay. Under that directory there is a C drive. Under C drive again program file folders. So this is called subdirectory, again subdirectories, right? Again here in D drive my documents folder are there. In my documents research folder is there, and in research folder there are multiple files, right? So these all folders we can say the directories or subdirectories. Now, what exactly file system? Basically, operating system use structure of file system to organize and manage files on different storage devices. File system manage size of the file, different attributes, information stored in file, locations, hierarchy, and path of particular file. This all information have stored in file system. Nowadays, there are different types of popular file system. See here, the first one is a fat file system, that is file allocation table. But this kind of file system structure have used in older versions of Windows operating system like Windows 7, Windows Explorer in this. Nowadays, NTFS, that is new technology file system structure have used. This structure used by Windows operating system. They support different types of features like folder permissions, compress the particular folder, then encryption purpose, authentication purpose, right? So for all this purpose, new technology file system, this structure have used in Windows operating system. Next one is EXT, that is extended file system. Again, this file system structure used in Linux and Unix based operating system for providing the folder permission, compressions, encryption for same features purpose. Next one is a HFS, that is hierarchical file system. This file system structure used in Mac operating system. Then APFS, that is Apple file system. These are introduced by the Apple and have used in Mac and iOS different devices. So basically they maintain the complete files. As we know in our mobile, there are multiple files are there in different formats in different sizes, right? So to maintain all those things, there are different file systems have used. Now, the next topic is file management. As we discuss, file management means to manage each and everything in your mobile, in your computer or different electronic devices properly, accurately. As we know, there are different types of file. They have a long term storage, right? In your mobile, there are some built-in file for built-in applications, right? So these are the long term storage. We are performing both input output operation, creation, reading, this all kind of operations we are performing on file. Again, every operating system provide the file management services. As we discussed on previous slide, they use different types of file system structure. These are the inbuilt functionalities, right? Now, operating system use different types of system call. They provide file creation, file deletion, read write operations on file. See, on some files you can't perform the write operation or updation operation because of authorization, right? You have the only authority of view that file. So for all this structure was managed by the file management. Now let's understand file and directory structure in operating system. So we all are familiar with this structure. So I will give you one simple example. See, there is a one main root directory which is also called as parent directory. See, assume that C drive in your laptop. Under C drive, you have created the one folder that is college. So this is called as subdirectory. Okay, directory and subdirectory. Again in college, you have created the one folder, suppose second year. Again you have stored one file syllabus.pdf. Again you have stored one file fees and documents, right? Means this is your root directory. Under that subdirectory 1, subdirectory 2. Again some files have stored there. So you can create as many as directories or you can store as many as files as per the requirement, right? Now again in C drive one directory is there, that is project. We can say folder is there, right? In project folder, there is a Java folder and under that demo.java, this particular file have stored, right? So basically in C drive or other particular drive, there are some built-in files, built-in directories are there, right? Now again, C drive also directly stored a particular file like readme.txt. Again in C drive, particular folder have created like personal. Again they divided into the particular images, right? So personal folder stored multiple files like photo.jpg, money.xls, this is your excel sheet. Then certificate folder is there, and under that again certificate 1.pdf, certificate 2.pdf, basically in this way, right? So here this is called root directory. This orange color indicate the subdirectory 1, then this is called subdirectory 2, and these all are the files. So this is a file and directory structure in operating system. Now the main question is why this structure is needed. As we know, they provide the easy organization of data, right? You can easily identify, search a particular file in particular folder. Also they avoid the name conflict. You can't store same number of files in particular folder, right? They gives the particular error. So rename functionality is there. They allow grouping of related files. You can store the data in clustered manner, right? So this is the file and directory structure in operating system. Now the next topic is functions of file management. See here, basically we are performing all these functions, all these operations on file management. See here, we all are familiar with this. First is a file creation. You can create a file like .pdf file, Word file, Excel file is there, right? Which is called creation of file. Then file deletion. You can also delete the file. File reading, like there is a opening PDF. See, you can't edit the PDF file, right? You can just the view, read the data on PDF. So which is called file reading. Next one is a file writing or modification. Means update a particular file. You can enter some data in Microsoft Word, in Microsoft Excel, right? So this is called modification, updation. Next, file renaming, change the name of particular file. Then file organization and storage management. Means you can make a cluster of similar types of file. For that purpose, contiguous, link, index, this kind of methods have used. We will discuss this method in detail in our next slide. Then file access control. You can also give permissions to the file. Some files are read only, write only or execute only, right? So basically they provide the encryption, authentication or to measure the security related to the particular folder and particular file. So they provide the file security and protection. Again, directory management, you can make a particular path of that folder or file. Like in documents, college folder is there, under college folder notes are there, in this way. And last one is a file backup and recovery. So this is one of the main functionality in file management. They make a backup of your complete files and storage. Also, if you delete a particular file, it can be goes to recycle bin, and after 30 days it will be deleted, right? So these all functionalities are provided by the file management, and we all are familiar with this. Now, next topic is operations on file. See, first we create the file, right? You can make a new file in any by using any other applications, right? Open the file, then read, write. Read means just read the file. Write means to modify the data, right? Then append. Append means in particular file, suppose any data have stored, so you can enter the data at the end of that file, append it, right? Then close the file. Again, save, close, save as, this all kind of operations have there. Delete the file and rename the file. So these are all called as file operations. So we are performing these operations directly or by using the command prompt, right? Now next is directory operations. See here. So generally for creating the directories, these all operations, they having the particular Linux commands, and these commands are performing by using the different command prompts. See here, suppose you want to create one folder, create the directory. So for that purpose, mkdir, this particular command is used in Linux. That is mkdir and folder name. Again, delete directory. If you want to delete a particular folder, rmdir, this particular method have used to remove directory from particular path. Then open directory, list directory means how many directories are present in particular system. So you can use ls command in Linux, then dir command in Windows. They give the list of all the folders and files in your system. Then again rename operation, then move directory. You can move one file, one folder to another folder, right? Then traverse the directory. You can opening multiple folders at a time. So these all directory operations have performed by the user. So in Windows we can perform directly or sometimes using command prompt. In Linux there are proper Linux commands are there. So this is called directory operations. So for your exam point of view, file and directory operations, these are the important points. Next topic is file access method. As we discussed earlier, in operating system, there are some built-in files or some files folders are created by the user. So operating system use file access method, this particular technique, to read or write data in that particular file. Basically, this file access method define how every information organize, retrieve and modify as per the requirement of the system. Basically, if you choose the right method, so they improve the performance of your system. So now there are total three types of file access method, like sequential access, direct access and index access. All these methods are used as per the requirement of the project. The first method is called sequential file access method. The name suggests that sequential, linearly. Suppose user want to open block 4 file. So here system start searching the particular file sequentially from beginning. See, first block 1, then block 2, block 3 and block 4. And here this particular file will be open. Now suppose user want to perform the read command. They want to read the data. So this file will be open and user start the reading. And if user want to perform the write command, they want to modify the data. So system search this particular file sequentially, operating system allocate the memory to that particular file, and after that user perform the updation operation, means user enter the data in that particular file. So basically this particular structure is very easy to implement, but it is very slow for searching a specific record. Assume that in your folder 100 files are there and user want to open the file number 100. So it takes the lots of time. right? So this is the disadvantages of sequential file access. And also insertion, updation at middle, it is very also difficult, right? So the real life example is you are reading a book page by page in sequential manner. Okay. Again another one is a playing movie from start to end sequentially. So this is a concept of sequential file access. So generally this file access method used in text files, different log files and tape drivers. Next file access method is direct access method. So the name suggests that directly access a particular file without maintaining the sequential manner. See here in this particular image. Suppose currently pointer points to the block number 2. Assume that that is file number 2. And suppose user want to open this block 5. So this block number 2 pointer directly goes to the block number 5 by using some go to N protocol. So this is called directly access method. No need of traversing to all the blocks one by one. The structure of direct access method is very complex to implement because they required more sophisticated algorithms of data structure, searching and sorting. Again, it required the additional storage information for storing the location of particular file. So the real life example is while listening the songs, you are just clicking on particular your favorite song, right? No need to search a particular song sequentially. Again, if you want to watch a particular video, so you can directly move forward to that 2x speed, 5x speed, right? So this is called direct access method. So this kind of method generally used in database, large binary files are there in hard disks or also in SSD. The last sequential access method is index sequential method. The name suggests that index is there. I will give you one simple example. Suppose there is a student database and all the students data have stored according the roll number. So roll number is a unique identity. It is the primary key, right? So according to the roll number, to fetch the data of that particular student, it's been easy. So same method have used in operating system. See here, assume that this is a secondary storage, secondary memory in your system and particular record number 5 user want to access it, and this record number 5 index is also stored in system. Suppose user want to open the record number 5, so operating system search that particular file as per the index, and after that this particular file will be open. Basically, to find a particular record in file, operating system first search the index, then by help of the pointer, they access a particular file and display to the user. So there is a fast searching as compared to other two sequential access method, right? It reduces the access time. That's why it is the best one as compared to other. And while developing this kind of system, data and index must be updated, right? So this is called index sequential method. And the real life examples are you are reading a particular page, but you are searching a particular point by using the index, right? If you want to search a particular point and particular point is present on page number 40, so you can directly move to the page number 40, right? According the index. Again in dictionary, also index sequential method is used to find out a particular word as per the alphabets. So this index sequential method generally used in database system and also large record based file. If large amount of data have stored, whether it is a structured data, so at that time index sequential method have used. Now next topic is file allocation methods. See, we have discussed earlier how to create the file, file operations, how to access the file, right? Now, the next is file allocation. So basically, file allocation defines how your file stored on the hard disk or any other storage medium. Basically, this file allocation method provide a higher performance. Means when you access a particular file in your system, so they properly open it. They efficiently or accurately perform all the other file operations, which is called higher performance of file allocation methods. Next one, they provide the higher efficiency. Basically, every files have stored in your hard disk, right? So basically they provide a better disk utilization. They betterly access the space in your hard disk. So for all this purpose, there is a file allocation methods. See here, so there are total three types of method, which is also called as disk space or file allocation methods. So contiguous allocation, link allocation and index allocation. So as per your exam point of view, this is one of the most important topic. Now let's discuss every method in detail with diagram. The first method is contiguous allocation method. See here in this particular diagram. Assume that this is a hard disk in your system. User want to store the file 1 and file 1 require the total 5 blocks in your hard disk. So operating system stored this file into the hard disk by using contiguous allocation method. So this method indicate that files stored sequentially in hard disk. See here, s equal to 16. This is the starting position of that particular file. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So all 5 blocks are occupied by the file 1. Next user want to store the file 2 and file 2 required the 2 blocks. So again continue with this 21, 22. These two continue blocks is occupied by the file 2. So this is called contiguous allocation method. Means files are stored in sequential manner one by one. Got it? So this method generally very easy to implement because they provide the better read performance. But disadvantage is they occur the external fragmentation. It means that suppose user deleted that particular file, means 5 block of memory now free. Now user want to store the another file and that particular file required the 7 block of memory. So is this possible? No. So at that time your system gives you storage error or memory full error, right? So this is the disadvantages of this. Again, it is very tough to increase the file size. See here. Here, operating system stored this file in sequential manner. They required the 5 blocks. Now after that, suppose user update that particular file. User again enters some data in that file. Now that particular file required the 6 block. But there is a no size, no vacant space to increase the size of that file, right? So again your system gives the same error. So this is called contiguous allocation method. Stored your file in hard disk in sequential manner. Now second allocation method is linked list allocation method. See here again same example is there. Assume that this is a hard disk in your system and user want to store the file 1 and file 1 require the total 5 blocks for storing purpose. Now operating system stored this file into the hard disk in linked list format. See here. Here file is not stored in continuous manner, in sequential manner. They scattered everywhere as per the free space available in hard disk. See, in this file 1, block 0 present at s equal to 16, that is sector 16. Then block 1 is present at s equal to 18. Block 2 is present at s equal to 19, meaning scattered manner. But linked list method use the concept of pointer. They points to the next part of that particular file. See here, after block 0, they points to the block 1. Block 1 points to the block 2. Block 2 points to the block 3 in this way. So this is called linked list allocation method. See here in the table of directory. So directory table just toward the starting position of particular file. Like file 1, their starting means first block stored at sector 16. And from this 16 they use the concept of pointer. So basically in this particular method external fragmentation is not occurred, right? Because there is a free space is available. It is very easy to implement. But what is the disadvantages of this? If this chain of the pointers is broken, so user can't access a particular file in sequential manner, in proper manner, right? Some part of that particular file is missing now. So this is the disadvantages of linked list allocation method. Now next one is index allocation method. See here again same example is there. Assume that this is a hard disk in your system and user want to store the file 1. File 1 required a total 5 blocks in particular hard disk. So here operating system use the index allocation method. See here in this directory table file 1 stored the index block and index block is 22. See here. So in this hard disk one sector is allocated to store the index of particular file. Like file 1 the index is 22 and from that index they use the concept of pointer. See 22 index points to the block 0, again 22 index point to the block 1, block 2, block 3 and block 4. Got it? So basically index points to the all part of that particular file. This is called index allocation method. Now what are the disadvantages of this? If this index block is filled, assume that this particular sector is corrupted or filled. So user lose entire particular file because there is no any other access to fetch that particular file, right? Again size of the file depends on number of pointers. So there are too many pointers are there. Suppose a particular file required 100 blocks. So 100 pointers are necessary. So they allocate or occupied too many space. So this is the disadvantages of index allocation method. But advantages is direct access is possible because independent pointers are there. Got it? So this is called index allocation method in operating system. The next topic is file sharing. Now as we know in our computer, in our laptop, multiple files are there, right? So operating system allow to multiple users, multiple process, multiple computers to share all the files with each other. But operating system manage who can access the file, what operations user can perform on that file, how to prevent a conflict, how to protect the file from unauthorized access, right? So for all this purpose, file sharing protocols have used. Now, first file sharing method is server message block, which is also called as SMB protocol. So SMB protocol generally used in Windows operating system. Suppose user want to share the files, folders, printers over the same network. At that time, this protocol is used. For example, in your computer lab, in your college, multiple PCs are connected to the same network in same LAN, right? So at that time, SMB protocol is used for file sharing purpose. Now, next method is network file system, which is called as NFS. So this network file system method used in Linux and Unix operating system for file sharing purpose. If you want to share the file from the remote server from the another PC, so at that time network file system method have used. Next file sharing method is by using FTP protocol, that is file transfer protocol. This is one of the application layer protocol in OSI model. Suppose user want to upload and download the file between the computers by using internet. So at that time FTP protocol is used. Suppose user want to upload a file on particular website or downloading the movie, songs or backup a particular file. So for all this purpose FTP protocol is used. And last method is cloud-based file sharing. See, suppose user want to upload a particular file on Google Drive or any other cloud services. So anyone can access that particular file through link anytime. So at that time, cloud-based file sharing method is used. Also, on Google Drive, there is a auto save option is there, auto backup option is there. So they all functionalities have provided by the cloud-based file sharing. So these all file sharing methods we have used in our daily life. The next point is record blocking in operating system. As per your exam point of view, this is one of the most important question. As we discussed earlier, operating system stored all the data in hard disks in your system, right? And hard disks having the fixed size blocks or sectors like 512 bytes, 1 KB, 4 KB. But our data is in the record format. Like small piece of information is there like student ID, student address, then employee name, employee job description in this way. So this data are not in fixed size format, right? This is a variable size of data. So at this particular point, record blocking concept used by the operating system. So basically, record blocking means to arrange multiple small records inside of one big block. Basically, they efficiently use the hard disk space accurately. So this is a responsibility of operating system. Provide the better disk or memory utilization. So this record blocking has total three main methods like fixed length blocking, variable length span blocking and variable length unspan blocking. Let's discuss all these methods in detail. Now first we will discuss about fixed length blocking. See here in this particular diagram. See, this is a track 1 of your hard disk. So here fixed length blocking means track 1 having the capacity of 400 bytes. So there are stored total 4 records R1, R2, R3 and R4. So all records having the same size like R1 is 100 bytes, R2 100 bytes, R3 100 and R4 100 bytes. In this way 100 into 4 means total 400 bytes of data stored in track 1 as well as in track 2. So this is called fixed length blocking. All records having the same size. No splitting is there. So this kind of concept generally used in some simple file system and old operating system, old tab system. Nowadays we are using the variable length blocking. Okay. So just remember this concept. Fixed length blocking means fixed size of records at every track. Next method is called as variable length span blocking. So here every records having the different sizes, not a fixed size. So at that time operating system use the concept of splitting while storing data into the hard disk. See here in this particular diagram, suppose R4 record. So R4 record is too large, right? So at that time this particular record divided into the two blocks separately. See, R4 stored here and again stored into the another block. So they use the concept of splitting, and this kind of concept used in database or large variable size text records are there. Basically, they use the efficiently all the blocks in proper manner and less wastage of memory is there. So they use the concept of splitting. Now the last method is called as variable length unspan blocking. See here. Again, here records having the different sizes. Okay. But suppose, see here in this diagram, suppose R4 record is there. So R4 record, they required a large number of memory. So this R4 record cannot fitted here in this particular place, right? And this particular method cannot use the splitting method. They can't split the record in two blocks, right? So at that time, if your record doesn't fit properly in this particular block, so move it fully to the next block. See here, this record moved to the fully into the next block. So this is called variable length unspan blocking. They didn't use the concept of splitting. Similarly, R6 block is there. So R6 block again required a large number of memory. They can't fit it properly here. That's why it moves to the next track here. But this method generates the internal fragmentation. Large number of wastage of memory is there, right? So this is called variable length unspan blocking. Now, as per your previous year question paper, they have asked the question like explain different functions of file management system for 4 marks. Then describe any 3 methods of record blocking, that as we discussed on previous slide with the help of neat diagram for 6 marks. Then list and explain different file access method for 6 marks. And what are the typical operations performed on directory for 4 marks. So basically you have to prepare all this topic completely and accurately. So this is all about file management. Hope so you like this video. So subscribe my channel and also share it with your friends. Thank you. Keep learning.